Welcome to Gamers Book Club. This introductory video is designed to tell you why we started Gamers Book Club and how we've modeled it on book clubs themselves. So we really just a group of 4 parents of 7 and 8-year-old kids, and we were discussing one day how much time the kids play in the video games, and one of the parents in particular raised the point that their boy, in this case it was a 7-year-old boy, would talk about video games, but there was no way that they would ever do a book club. And this was very different from our other children. For example, we have an older girl, and she would do book clubs all the time. And they were really great because they got her and her parents together with other kids and parents, and they were able to discuss one thing, a book club, and you were able to, as parents, engage the kids in conversation and understand how they were learning, what they were thinking about. So we struck on the idea, well, why not meld those two things, the boys' willingness to play video games and this idea of a book club where we get together and discuss. And it turned out to be a pretty good idea, because when you even go back and look at the book club books, some of these books that the kids read aren't great literature, and it's not important what they read so much as that they are reading, they are engaging, and then when they come to a book club meeting, then the parents and the kids get to discuss and get to extract more and more and challenge the kids to push beyond the limits of just the initial read or the passive reading, that they actually start to imagine, they discuss, they defend their ideas. So that's the idea behind video book clubs, or gamers book clubs, where we now substitute a video game for a book club, for a book reading. So the way this is structured is that we meet about once a month, and during that month, each child is encouraged to play one game predominantly. Now they'll play other games, but we all choose a single game for the group, and the kids learn to play, and often we encourage the parents to play along with the kids or play in parallel sometimes, so that they get an understanding of the issues associated with the games, and when we have the discussion, they can have a meaningful contribution to the discussion. So once a month we meet at one of the parents' houses. We have a light breakfast, bagels or something like that. And we sit down. We've got 3 phases to each book club meeting. The first phase is discuss. The second phase is play. And the third phase really is extend. And I'll go briefly through each of those. The first phase is discuss. And this is where no video games on, no computers on. We're just 4 or 5 kids and 4 or 5 parents in the same room discussing. And the idea here is to get the kids to talk about the game and to have it not just be not even active play, not just play, but rather discussing what do you like, what do you not like, what are your strategies that you use, if you had to teach somebody how to play the game, how would you do it, and so on. And that really forces the kids to come up with opinions, state them clearly, communicate, and then if something's not clear to a parent, often is the case, you get to challenge the child and say, okay, explain to me a little bit more here, what do you think about that? And what you'll find as well is that there's a lot of peer interaction. They'll turn around and they'll see their one of their good friends have a completely different opinion about the same game they were playing, or defend it more clearly, and then they'll be able to come back and say, okay, well, yeah, this is what I thought, and this is how I did it. So there's a lot of learning from peer interactions and learning from parent-child interactions. So the second component of the meeting is the play time. And this is when we turn on the video games, be it the Wii console or the computer laptop or whatever, and the kids get to play. And it's really not just the kids, the parents get to play as well. And we'll usually have 2 or 3 laptops or 3 or 4 controllers for the Wii games. And the kids will play, the parents will play. Often the kids will teach the parents how to play. And again, this is a different kind of communication now, because what's going on is that the kids are the sort of switching roles with the parents. They're now teaching the parents. And so they really learn a couple of different things: how to communicate positively to somebody who doesn't really understand what's going on, how to encourage, and how to coach. And this turns out to be a fun time. The kids love it, the parents love it, and it's good. Then the third component is extend. And in these extend segments, what we try to do is go beyond the video game. So, for example, we might encourage the children to design a new part to the game. That doesn't mean go on and draw everything, but they say, okay, what theme would you want for this island on Pop Tropica? Or if you were going to have a new kind of interaction on Spore, what kind of thing besides dance and sing and fight would you want? Or something that worked pretty well is encouraging the children to build a story around the game, so that they're imagining and they're incorporating stories and story arcs and descriptions that are not just passively playing the game. And I don't like the word passively because video game playing is actually not passive, but it is limited in what you do, in that it's not the same kind of creativity often as we think of in terms of writing and so on. So those are the three components: discuss, play, extend. And then at the end of the meeting, we schedule what we're going to play for the next time. Now, we encourage you to look through the templates and discussions of some of the games game meetings we've had here, and we also encourage you to take part in our community forum, ask questions, and really what we hope is that you'll contribute how you help your kids learn through their video game play. Thank you.